What is up, guys? John with Gaming Through the Decades here, and we're back with another video. And I got a pickups video. It's been like quite a while, but it's gonna be a good one. And bro, do you even vintage? All right, guys. So I got some interesting pickups here. A lot of hardware. This is definitely one of the best last month or two for hardware pickups and probably ever. It's been pretty awesome. And I got one of the oldest consoles I've ever found, and I also got a console that's kind of been on my radar. I've been hearing a lot of good things. It was a console that wasn't very popular, you know, in the States, probably in the late 80s, early 90s. So anyways, let's get into it. The oldest thing I've ever found, I got probably about a month ago, probably I would say middle of November, beginning of November. And that is, it's still plugged in here because we do play our consoles. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's an Atari 2600, and cleaned it up real nice. It is the 4-button Atari here. They call this the Darth Vader model because it's all black. So yeah, it works. Took it to the retro store after I found it, and they tested it out for me, and it does work. And got that bad boy set away, plugged in, hooked up, and ready to go. And wow, I just went to a Goodwill, and they had it sitting there, and I'm like, at first I saw it, I'm like, oh, that must be a flashback. But as I got a little closer, I'm like, that's kind of big for a flashback. And there it was. Looked at it, saw it. I think it paid $14.99 for it, the sticker said. And I'll be honest, guys, at first I was like, you know what, I'm probably just gonna sell this thing. Like, I don't even know if I really want to play an Atari. But after thinking about it and the deal I got, and I didn't really want to go through the hassle of trying, clean it up, get power cords, get a controller, and then try and sell it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna add this as part of the collection. And come to find out, Atari games are really freaking cheap, like really cheap. I mean, retro stores in my area are selling them from like $1 to $3. You get some decent ones that may be like $5, $8, $10, $15, $20 here and there. And of course you have your rare obscure titles, but I'm really not too into those. I just wanted to get some like basic Atari games, so I did pick up a nice little stack here at the retro store. And I do want to give a good shout out to Will the Gorilla Gamer. Definitely suggested some titles and told me what to look out for as far as different types of Atari games, which ones are Atari games, which ones are Coleco games, because a lot of them won't have labels, and they'll look kind of similar. Not all of them say 2600 on them, but the first one I got is a classic, man. This is a fun game, early Activision title, and that's Pitfall. So we got Pitfall there. This was one of the $5 games, but well worth it. We got Pitfall there. Another one. This is from the same developer that actually made E.T., but this is a much better game. And this is Raiders of the Lost Ark. Got that guy there. No end title, unfortunately, but that's cool. I actually still haven't played this one yet, so we'll have to get into that one. Space Invaders. I don't think I've played this one yet either, but I paid 50 cents for it at the retro store. Why the hell not? 50 cents, if it gives me, a few minutes of enjoyment, was well worth it. Berserk. Now this is a good game. Another one that would come highly recommended. I think Down Phoenix actually recommended this one. Hopefully it works. Paid $1.50 for it. I haven't played it yet. I'll have to hook some of these in maybe tonight. Combat. This is a pretty cool little game. Now I believe this was actually a pack-in back in the day. So this came out when the Atari was released, and it's got like 23 different types. It says there's 23 games, but there's not 23 games. There's like 11 where you're a tank, and there's like different types of things you can do. And then when you're in an airplane, you know, there's like 11 of those. So this one I was actually really interested in because this was another one. This developer, the guy who made this, also made E.T. and Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. So Yar's Revenge, it's a good one. I don't even know if I said the title of that earlier, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think I might have just said E.T. or Atari. I don't know. It's late. Give me a break. And then Asteroids, popular Atari arcade game. I can't talk tonight. So yeah, guys, I got an Atari 2600, man, and some good titles here, and I think all those combined were less than $10. So yeah, you know, I think the Atari is definitely, if you're a retro gamer, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice to not have an Atari, actually, now that I come to think about it. You know, and I've played a few of these games because this is kind of where it all started. I mean, this is where home console started, was with the Atari, and, you know, why not have it in the collection? So, yeah, let me know if you guys have any experience with Atari. Now, moving on, I'll get into another console pickup. Remember, I said a lot of hardware, guys. Bro, do you even hardware? Facebook Marketplace, been kind of snooping around on there since it opened up, and I don't know, you never really find too many deals on a place like that, but you know, I was just scrolling through one night and a guy had a few consoles there, and one of the particular Sega consoles that was there I was interested in. He wanted 50 for it. I asked him if he would do 40. I asked him if he would do 30. He said he'd do 40. Okay, cool, you know, I'll meet up with you the next day. And next day he messages me, he goes, hey, he's like, you know, I don't have an AV cable for it or power. He's like, but I know it works. I was like, well, I'll tell you what, he said, are you still interested? I said, well, I'll tell you what, I said, if you want to do 30, I'll do 30. So came with a controller, a light gun, and a console for $30. And not too many people, I mean, unless you're really into retro gaming. Got me the Sega Master System here, and this was actually my first time really even looking at the console, and I thought it was pretty cool because you have your pause button here, and then you know you have some indicator lights here, but it is a very old looking system, very basic. Another one I got to give a shout out to is Throwback Gaming, Cliff over at Throwback Gaming. I talked to him through the process as I was looking for this, as I was doing the deal. He told me what to look out for, some different things here as far as the heat shield here. Look through there, look for corrosion. Now this one does have a little bit of corrosion. It did come from the East Coast, so it's humid on the East Coast. I was a little cautious at first, but the guy seemed like a legit dude after I met him. And yeah, brought it home, used my Genesis Model 1 AVs and power, which these will use. So if you're looking for a Sega Master System and you have a Model 1 Genesis, it'll use the same AV and power. So I hooked it up and it worked. Hooked it into my new awesome CRT television, and yeah, it works. And then I got a couple games for it. Stopped at the local retro store, picked up 2 games. If I can reach them here. So now I had to get this game because, you know, I heard good things about it on the Sega Master System. Wanted to kind of give it a test ride for myself because it also came out for the Nintendo, and that is Double Dragon. This one actually, unlike the Nintendo version, this one does have the 2-player co-op. Now I will say, because it does have the 2-player co-op, you do see some sketchiness with the graphics a little bit. There's a little bit of flickering in the graphics. You'll essentially, you can't run into characters if you get too close to the characters. It's the hit combat or timing or whatever is slightly off, so if you're too close to an enemy and you're punching, it'll just go right through them. It's really weird, but it's a lot harder than the Nintendo version, I will say that. But I think you get a lot more continues in this one. And it doesn't have the 2-player fighting matches, so it's kind of a bummer. But I've got it on Nintendo, so if I want to play it on Nintendo, I'll do it on there. And then this is Hang On and Safari Hunt. Because, like I said, I did get the light gun, so I wanted to give that a try. But Hang On's a cool little bike racing game, almost like a Rad Racer for motorcycles. And Safari Hunt is a way more in detail light gun game. It's like Duck Hunt, but way better. Of course, without the skeet shooting. But yeah, guys, excited to add the Sega Master System to the collection this month. Definitely going to be one I'm really going to enjoy to collect for, I think. It's definitely out of my realm. I know there's no nostalgia for it, so everything's going to be new for me. So that's going to be really cool. Let me know what you guys would suggest or recommend for the Sega Master System. Now I'm going to get into some newer stuff here, and I picked up one game that I needed to. I'm working for a full collection, and this was the last one I needed for this console because there's only 2 of them, and that's on the Nintendo 64, and that is Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. And needed to pick that up to complete the collection. I have the Castlevania 64, which is famously or notoriously bad, so we'll give this one a try. I have played this one before via emulation. It's better, you know. It's not Symphony of the Night, it's not, you know, Super Castlevania. It's definitely within its own realm of 3D Castlevania, so I'll probably play through, maybe do a stream through on that one. And then the last console I got today, guys, I saw this for $7. I had to grab it. I don't know if it works yet, but that is a Slim PS2. I see PS2s a lot. This was the first time I've seen a Slim. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. The only thing is, I don't know if you can see it, but it is slightly bowed, almost like someone sat on it. And I know these Slim models tend to have a little more issues than the Fat Boys, but you know, for $8, I figured it's worth a shot. I do need to order the power supply, obviously, because the PS2 does carry the different power units. So we'll order that and give it a try, see if it works, and we'll go from there. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. That peeled off really easily. That must have just been put out. But yeah, you know, maybe I'll go ahead and use it as trade or whatnot, to get maybe a good game that, you know, I want to play. But got the Slim PS2, guys. That's about it, really. I've been kind of laying back on the collecting, or pulling back on the collecting a little bit, focusing on the backlog, and really just enjoying playing the games that I have for now. You know, that, and as I notice as my collection grows, my games list is getting smaller, but the cost is getting higher. So I am finding myself being more tactical about my collecting, you know, via trade-ins, stuff like the Slim PS2. If, you know, I get a power cord and it works, maybe I'll list it on Craigslist or wherever, you know, for 30, 40 bucks, make a quick 15, 20 bucks off of it to put towards my collection. And that's what I would always recommend to everybody, is definitely invest in your collection. So maybe if you see a game, an RPG that you're not going to buy, or a console that you're not going to play, if you can get a good deal on it and you can use it to invest in your collection to maybe either trade or sell, I say go for it. You know, that's one of the best things you can do to get those more higher priced games. I'll give you an example. I'm looking for Einhander right now. It's a great shoot 'em up. It's an expensive PS1 game, and you know, I'm trying to be more tactical about how I get that, rather than just dropping, you know, $90 to $100 on the game. So anyways, guys, before I get on a huge soapbox, I hope you enjoyed this pickups videos. It might be a while, I'm not gonna lie, for my next pickups video, so I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I hope you enjoy some of the newer content that's coming out. The Retro Roundtable going forward is going to be a monthly thing, at the very least. Maybe more often, but it will definitely be a monthly thing. And we're going to continue doing the Friday or Saturday night streams, and of course a retro replay at least probably once a week. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content. And oh, I'm also over on VidMe, so if you go over to vid.me, type in Gaming Through the Decades, all my YouTube stuff will be over there as well. So if you guys have a VidMe,
follow me, I'll follow you back. Alright guys, until next time, we'll see you on the next video.